How I became a zombie. For you to understand what I'm saying, you first need to know the spiritual world exists. 2014, the Lord opened my eyes to see what the world really is. In 2015, I started seeing people start changing form around me. I mean, people that they look like people. A man, an old man, shapeshifted into a young guy, young handsome guy. I see people who take monstrous, hideous form, ugly looking faces, long claws, sharp teeth. I mean, just hideous, monstrous beast. I'm like, what in the world is going on? I walked into a church and I saw two giants were sitting there. I mean, they look like trees, like them huge trees that you'd see in the forest. I mean, this huge, big, long tree. I don't know. They were just sitting there. Two of them. They come close to where I was sitting. And then they were there messing around with me, and oh my God, I feel like somebody literally picked the church up and just put it on my head. That's how heavy I was. A whole bunch of weight was on my head, on my body. It's like it was so hard for me to focus, for me to concentrate. I still didn't know what was going on. This place I was working at, the man there was some kind of Satanist person, but I wasn't sure what he was. He don't believe in God. He keep trying to tell me something about a different God, so I don't know who he worship. I think he worship the devil. I don't know. So in the night he started coughing. I mean, this man started coughing. I'm not talking about a regular cough like the human. It was so loud, with so much power and so much authority, feeling the effect on my body. So I went and started looking at myself in the mirror, and I said the blood literally started drain from my face, drain from my hands, and I started looking like a dead person. I stand there watching myself dying, and I couldn't do anything about it. I fall on my knees and started to pray to the Lord at the same time, and I was like, Lord, I don't know what is happening to me. And then the Lord would fix me back enough so I could leave. When I left there now and I went into the town, I realized a whole bunch of people start doing the same thing. They start coughing. I went into this bus and everybody in the bus have this 666 signs on their hand. Every one of them. All in from the back to the front. And all was coughing, demon cough. And they were doing this sneezes and stuff. And I'm telling you, I could feel the effect from the inside. When I reach in the town, I see a whole bunch of crowd and people mocking and scorning, people taking pictures, making up their faces. I couldn't understand what was going on. So I went into another vehicle and I went home. As soon as I reach home, I see a whole bunch of people at the gate. When I look at my hands look like there was no life in them. And they look burned, like somebody put me in fire and roast me. That's how they look. But that's all I could see. I couldn't see anything else. And the next day, I decided to go to my church. When I went to my church, I mean, people were so scared, running away. The gangstalkers, they were there. So they were, mocking and laughing and everything. And I'm just there trying to figure out what is happening. I could not see myself. Someone prayed for me and I went on the outside. That was the time I started seeing myself for what I really was. I look like someone burned me. No fire was on me, but I look like somebody literally put me into a fire and burn me. That's how I look. I turned to someone and said, how am I supposed to drive in public vehicle, go home looking like this? The church sister turned to me and said, this is exactly how you come here. I was like, really? That's how I come here? How in the world I look like that? I couldn't understand, right? When I reached home the night, and I was laying in bed. One of the Nephilims walked in. They're huge because Nephilims, they're giants. He holding my hand with his hand is like I using my hand to hold my little finger. You understand? Because they're huge. And he hold my hand and he said, because you don't want to accept us. I was thinking to myself, accept who? No one come to me and tell me I must accept them. And ain't no one say anything to me about acceptance of anything. And he hold my hand and he pull my skin right off my flesh. Right? I never fully understand what was happening till in the morning when I get up now. I passed and I look in the mirror. I saw this hideous thing and I was like, that can't be me. I pull my head back. I look in the mirror again. And this ugly looking thing was there. I had no skin. And I look like a zombie. My skin was old. Well, my flesh was old and wrinkly and just nasty. Even the zombies in the movie look better than me. I'm telling you, I was looking so horrible. I couldn't understand somebody could look like that. I mean, crowds gather on the outside because they know what they do. But majority of these crowds, they weren't even humans. So they come to see. When they look at me, I literally died. But I was still walking. I was still talking, but I died. Right? I was passing by the counter in the kitchen, and I kind of hit myself on there. My entire inside feel hollow, like I was just going to break into pieces. To tell you, there was nothing left of me. And all I could do was start praying. Lord, look at me. I can't give you this. Look how beautiful I was. And I never fully surrendered my life to you. Look at how I look now. There's no coming back from that. How can I give that to a holy God? You understand? Then I hear the song in my head. Just as I am, without one plea, but that thy blood was shed for me, and that thou bids me come to thee, O Lamb of God, I come. I start singing the song. I start talking to the Lord. I start making him promises about if he could fix me back, but I know it's not possible. I had no skin. They removed my weight. They removed my breasts. I mean, everything. They removed my eyes from the middle of my face and put them to the side and give me a straight face looking like a fish. Right? I had straight nose. They removed my nose and make it flat. When they look at my face was burnt. It was burned where you could pick the block off of it. That's how it was. My hands was burned. My feet was burned. My entire body was burnt. And old and wrinkled and have absolutely no skin. When I go into the bathroom and I take a shower, oh my God, I'll be itching all over because there's no skin. The water and the soap is touching the flesh. I couldn't go on the outside. I couldn't drive into a vehicle because everybody was scared. They were trying to run away from this thing. I walk about in my country at first looking for answers. I was so surprised because I hear them talk about zombies and how they are contagious. And I've never seen a government leader, or anybody come to check to see what is this thing running around in their country. Why does it look like that? People try to kill it because people don't know what it was. They thought it was some kind of alien, some kind of, monstrous thing escaped from somewhere. So I had to stay on the inside. Thank God, God provided for me somewhere I could stay on the inside. I never know what outside looked like for a whole month. My flesh started to heal up a little bit. So I could walk. I get up like 5 o'clock in the morning and walk to go on the outside just to see what outside is like. And I come back in. When I tell my friends something was wrong with me and they came to visit me, they were so surprised. They said it's the first in their life they've ever seen something so ugly. There was nothing on earth for me to compare myself. That's how I started watching zombie movies, because when I started looking at them, it just made them basically look alike. Difference between the zombies and me, the zombies in the movies and me, I could still speak like a human. When I go out on the street and like a vehicle be coming, they try to drive really fast to aim at me. What kind of reaction they're going to get from this thing? Is it going to try to run back somewhere or something? Because it doesn't look human. Nobody could identify with me. The only way a person knew it was me, it was my voice. So they said, I'll talk with you on the phone, but I can't stand to see you. Because I couldn't believe something could be so ugly. And the amazing part about it, the amount of people take videos, take pictures, the amount of crowd all over in the country, and no one from the government come to see, what if this thing is contagious? What if this thing spread to others? No one. Somebody was saying to me, why would they do that? They're a part of the same thing. All I had was God. About 6 months or more, everybody saw me and Shame walk together. Really seek God more than before, because I have no other help but him now. And then I went and I get rebaptized. And then the Lord started to put me back together. He even sent prophets to tell me that he's going to put me back together. He's going to make me gain weight again. He's going to make me start looking like a human again. He's going to make me beautiful again. And I laugh because I thought these people were mocking me. The skin I have now, it's new, what the Lord has given me. He has really fixed me. He has given me new breasts. I never have any because they remove everything. They just leave two little things just on my chest like a dude or something. I'm telling you, the Lord fixed up my eyes in the middle of my face like what they're supposed to be. So the thing about it is, people don't understand what is among them. These beings, they always use the Illuminati sign and they're coughing. Especially that cough. That's what they use to shapeshift. They can turn anyone into a monster just through coughing and the Illuminati sign on their hand. The coughing and the sneezing, that's what they use to kill and to control the human minds. Along with the police siren, the honking of the horns, the vehicle alarm and all of those things, they use all these things to control the human mind. So like I'm saying, it's not anything big or out of this world. Their weapon is very, very simple. Ever believe a cough could kill someone? Who would ever believe a cough could shapeshift someone into a monster? Who would ever believe a sneeze could wash somebody's brain out and remove their memory completely? Or close their mind from the spiritual and put them into the physical? Who would ever believe these things? But this is what these Nephilims use. The world is not what it seems. I'm saying this because there are many people out there who are going through a situation like this and they don't have no clue as to what is taking place. But if you pay attention, you'll always hear them coughing. You'll always hear somebody sneezing for absolutely no reason. And just look at their fingers. You'll see them with the Illuminati signs. Once you know what they are, you can look it up. Look at their body. You'll see. They talk in codes. You hear them talking. They ain't talking like us. They sound like they're talking like us or having a conversation, but it's actually incantation. Their words mean something completely different from what they're saying. They look like us. They blend in well. They're very good actors. But they're not humans. They're the Nephilims, the children of the fallen angels. And they're everywhere in the world. They're everywhere in the world. And this is very serious. A whole bunch of stuff happened even before and after and even during. But this video is going to be too long. So this give you a brief understanding as to what has taken place.